Hello, Glee Club. You well? Good, good. Thank you for coming. It's lovely to be here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself for a few minutes. First of all, first thing you should know about me is that I'm a PhD student and I specialise in history. And the main reason that I'm doing a PhD, ladies and gentlemen, is so that I can have the title doctor. I want to be in a room where someone rushes in and says, "Oh my God, is there a doctor in here?" And I can say, "Yes, there is actually." And then, of course, they say something like, "Can you come outside? Someone's had a heart attack." Oh, this is awkward. I could write their obituary for you if you like. The best thing about being a student is the student card. You can use that bad boy almost anywhere. You rock up to the counter somewhere, says, 10% off, and you just kind of go, "Student discount?" And what you're saying by presenting them with this card is, "I don't pay tax. I don't contribute to society. This little card is an acknowledgement of my absolute uselessness in the real world." And this is true for pretty much everywhere except one exception, and that's a charity shop. And I absolutely love charity shops. I love rifling through, last year's Christmas presents and shitty crime thrillers and dead people's clothing. It's great. But I also like to donate things. So, I went up to my charity shop recently and I had a bag of clothes and the lady said to me, "Oh, would you like to add gift aid to that?" Sorry? "Well, for every £1 that your donations raise, we get an extra 25 pence from the government." You get free money as well. You do the bare minimum, that's my job. And then I thought, hang on a minute, no, I'm the charity here. So I took my bag of clothes and walked out, sold them on eBay. Charity begins at home, don't you think? I've also picked up a really bad habit, a really bad student habit, and that's a sleeping pattern. I go to bed at bastard o'clock and wake up really late as well. And I always have my friends that say to me like, "Oh, you're a bit of a night owl." And I'm like, as opposed to which kind of owl? But if you say to someone, "Oh, you're a bit of an owl," it doesn't really have the same ring, do it? But I suppose it would explain my habit of, catching mice in the evenings and things like that. One of the most unique things, I think, for myself is my surname. So you've heard it just now as DL, right? Oh, very straightforward. No. It's spelt Dalziel, right? I can tell you, it's quite a challenge to live with a surname that is more complicated than your Wi-Fi password. I just imagine someone playing Scrabble who had a few letters to use up at the end, and they just kind of went, "Oh, there's a Z there, that's worth 10. Just pop that down. What the hell is that? Oh, DL, it's like French or something in it, I find also that I can categorise the world into two distinct groups. So people who have either heard of or seen DL and Pascoe, TV show, and those who haven't. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the gap is closing on people who've heard of it, because it's quite an old show and they're all dying. So I'm going to petition the BBC to get it back on, because if I have to live through one more phone call of, "Hello, can I speak to Miss Dalziel, please?" I think I might just give up, This is a genuinely true story. I met James McAvoy at an after-show party. What can I say? Get around. And he was signing my ticket for me. And my stepmother was with me, and she is Russian, right? And she turned to him with absolutely no hint of irony and went, "Oh, our family is from Scotland." And there was this sort of flash of confusion, across his face, and you could see he was just thinking, "This is the shittest Russian spy I've ever met." You can probably tell that I'm not a Brummie. I do love Birmingham, but I'm not from here originally. I grew up in London with my family, my nuclear family, they call it, isn't it? And they call them nuclear because spending too much time with them is hazardous to your health. Throw a Russian into the mix with that, ladies and gentlemen. I watch her make tea like a fucking hawk. But no, originally I'm actually from Caerphilly, which is a little sleepy town in South Wales, and it's a bit of a shithole. But it does have a castle. That's what it's famous for. It's got a castle with a leaning tower. And my theory as to why this castle tower is leaning is because it's so fucking depressed to be in Caerphilly. It's just there, just gradually like, "I am so fed up here. I have had enough. I just want it out now. I just want to go." And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is that, South Wales doesn't really change with the times very rapidly. So it's been doing that for about 500 years, and I don't think anyone's noticed yet. You have been an amazing audience. This has been a fabulous experience, and we're raising so much money for cancer research. Thank you very much.